one of the purchasing managers here. So I want to make sure that you understand all the terms about the deal, and if you have any questions or any concerns, I'm kind of the guy they go to for that. So it's nice it's nice to have you on the line. Do you want to kind of start off by going over some of the terms that were sent out to you, or do you have any specific questions about any of the terms?
Hey, I'm there. Sorry, I just got Kevin on the call, so we're all on it together now.
Okay. Hey, Kevin.
Hi, who am I speaking with?
My name is Michael. I'm one of the purchasing managers here at Tyler Capital Group.
Okay, so Derek posed the question and said, "Is this property that you're asking, is this property free and clear?" And the answer is no. And I'm surprised that you don't know that.
Yeah, so on our software showed up as free and clear. So that was a mistake on our end, but it was showing that there was a paid off loan. That's why we offered the high down payment.
Well, we paid the loan off when we bought the property, but we bought the property with hard money. So that hard money is being refinanced this week. And so if you're looking for a property that is free and clear, this is not.
Okay. How much do you guys owe?
400.
400.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so I could definitely still look at this maybe and see what we can do. I can't promise anything, but I'll talk with Michael and kind of discuss with him.
Derek.
See our options.
Derek. That's your name, right?
Yes, Derek.
Derek. So you sound like an investor. So you guys are refinancing this price. Did you buy this property with hard money, or are you refinancing with hard money?
It was bought with hard money.
Okay.
We're refinancing conventionally.
Got it. Okay. So the property looks like a pretty good property. What's the reason you're looking to sell?
Because it was intended as a fix and flip, and the property is, the comps on it are over 600,000, but the market is soft right now.
Yeah.
So we're refinancing it, and we may do owner financing ourselves with somebody to come in and buy it. So, we were interested in your deposit on the 10-year note. If you wanted to work out something where you took over the note and then made small monthly payments, we would be open to that. If not, then this probably isn't going to fly.
Yeah, we would potentially be, if you're refinancing it with the DSCR lender, right? Are you in the process right now?
No. I said it. Listen carefully. It is a conventional refinancing.
Okay. What kind of interest rate are you obtaining?
7%.
Okay. So what we can take a look at is taking over that 7% interest rate and as a subject to. So we would just take over the payments, and then based upon what we see in the long-term rental market, to make sure that we cash flow, we can figure out some sort of monthly payments to you, create a second deed of trust. You're going to be in second lien position, and a balloon promissory note, and then the 10-year term would stay the same. So just to give you an idea, we do this all the time. I mean, we mostly buy our properties. Our entire portfolio consists of creative finance. So we buy properties subject to seller financing. Sometimes we might be able to give a higher down payment, if we use one of our debt funds or one of our lenders. But in this case, it sounds like you'd be okay with just us taking over the mortgage, so you don't have to worry about it anymore, and then creating a second note in your name, and making payments to you and then ballooning you out. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't think so. I think what you're missing is what even has us talking was the initial deposit of 179. If you can't come in with a high down in this instance, then there's no need to further talk about this.
Well, the initial deposit of 179, the 30% down, was noting that you either have a small mortgage or you have a free and clear home. In this case, the mortgage is your loan to value is where around like 75%.
Sure.
Yeah. So even if you refinanced, right? You're refinancing at what, 75?
Yeah.
Okay. So what loan amount is that?
400, just under.
Okay. So what if we brought in a down payment of 20 grand, paid for all the closing costs?
No, won't work.
Okay. So then what are your intentions with the property? You're just going to rent it out?
We're going to rent it, or we'll own and finance it ourselves for somebody else.
Gotcha. Okay. So you guys are going to wrap it basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if we're not a good fit, I completely understand. Jonas was under the impression, I guess, because sometimes the loans don't show up on certain systems, especially when they're hard money. So I'm not sure where we got that your property was free and clear. So I apologize for that. But if we're not a good fit, I definitely completely understand. If you guys want to keep the property, rent it out or wrap it, I mean, I think that's a great idea, right? As long as
Yes.
it sounds like you're an investor. It sounds like you've done this before in the past, but you could always keep us as a second option. Yeah.
I gotta go. I got a call that's coming in that I have to take. So thank you. If you can come up closer to the 170 on a down payment, we'll talk. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. But thanks for your time.
Okay. Appreciate your call. Thank you so much.
Okay, Michael, Jonas, I appreciate you guys staying in contact and communicating and, trying to attempt to find a resolution or a way to make it work. Like Kevin just said, if anything changes on your end, you guys have to contact me.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. When we sent out that first offer, I mean, that's a seller finance offer, so we were under the impression that it was free and clear, but yeah, that was our mistake. So
yeah, and then but you know what? I appreciate the way you're taking this, and I'm sorry. Can you tell me your name again?
Derek Shabbat.
Derek, and the seller's name was what?
Kevin.
Kevin. Is Kevin like a fix and flipper, or does he also do buy and holds?
He kind of does a little everything.
Okay. Because for example, we're buying a property right now. We're right now negotiating in Panama City Beach, Florida, right now, where the property is almost free and clear. There's a small mortgage, and we're basically giving the seller about a 35% down payment. We're getting a loan from our debt fund, and then they're carrying the rest for us, right? So for them, what was most important was the purchase price and getting a nice down payment, because they actually want to go ahead and retire, right? So that works out for them. So that's why I was asking if you guys have other properties where possibly we can make it work. On this one, it doesn't sound like it. And this one, it sounds like he already has a plan for it, which is doing a seller financing or better terms called a wrap, right? He's gonna wrap it to an end buyer. But if he has other properties that he might want to look into, we can either do it if there's a lot of equity, we can put a sizable down payment down, or if there's not a lot of equity, right, we can always look at putting down a certain down payment, making sure you get paid your commission. We'll pay for all the closing costs. We can either take over the mortgage payments, or we can do a combination of the both. But essentially what I want to do is I want us to build a relationship together, because we are the type of company where you can come, where your properties aren't selling, or where your seller is in a certain situation that they have to get out of, and then we come in and we can help out, and then we can also get you paid as well. And we close these deals subject to or seller financing under 30 days. And if we have to go and get a bigger, larger down payment from one of our lenders, like 30 or 40%, sometimes we can even go as high as 50% if the numbers make sense, and if the numbers cash flow, and if the property cash flows, then we close within 35 to 45 days. So if you have anything else that you might think that might work for us, just let Jonas know, but definitely keep in touch, because we're the kind of guys you come to say, hey, I got the seller, it's the property is not selling, or if they want 400,000, no one's coming in at 400,000, everybody's coming in at 350. They don't want to take 350, we come in at 400. That's what's important to them. We bring in a nice sizable down payment, and then we talk about terms. So keep us in mind if you have do you have anything right now that might work in the Tampa area?
I don't personally have anything right this second. I
Okay.
don't have his portfolio memorized, but I will be talking with him later today, and
Okay.
I'll let him know, hey, it might not work on 2510 like Ellen Tampa, but if you had something else that you were trying to move or go down the creative financing, obviously you guys are very interested, and more you guys are reaching out to me each day that goes by. So, a lot of properties are sitting.
Yeah.
This is just other ways to check the box and appease everybody on all sides.
100%. 100%. When you start looking at things multidimensionally versus just linear, old-fashioned traditional finance, more opportunities open up for both sides, the sellers, buyers, and agents. So that's why and especially in the Tampa market, we love the Tampa market. So, if you have anything, please even if you have like something for a flip that makes sense, let Jonas know. We'd be interested in that as well. We have to be, if we're coming in cash, right, or hard money, we're closing in 10 days. So then the numbers just have to make sense. And for us too, as a company, we have different segments of our business. So we have our short-term rental segment of our business. We do midterm rentals. So we do travel nurses, insurance displacement clients, corporate rentals. So we have a lot of different exit strategies, and of course, long-term rentals as well. So what might not work for one investor might totally work for us, because we know how to convert a property from not cash flowing to cash flowing, depending on the area and depending how big it is and so forth, So.
All right, yeah, no, it all makes sense. I will, update my network. I'll have you guys' numbers saved, and if anything comes about where it might be worth having a conversation, I'll definitely keep you guys in the back of my mind.
Appreciate you. Yeah, and talk to him again and just see if he has anything that he wants to offload. Like I said, sometimes we can come up as high as if we're using a lender or a debt fund, we can come up as high as 40-50% down to him, and then talk about carrying the rest and working out some terms.
Yes, I will definitely be speaking with him. So I will mention that, and if anything comes about, I'll get back to you guys.
All right, fantastic. Appreciate you. You have a wonderful day, okay?
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
All right, nice meeting you.
Bye-bye.